Hello, my name is Aisha Williams, and I will be interviewing Mr. Harry Maharjan. Unfortunately, my partner Dylan Bell could not be here today. Tell me about Nepal.
Nepal. Nepal is like a country where you meet you'll see lots of culture thing, lots of colors, lots of people, lots of languages, and that's what's Nepal about.
What do you miss about Nepal?
Nepal, I miss places, I miss sun, like no snow. I'm from Kathmandu, so we never get that much snow or never get snow. And yeah, I miss about this time of year, being this home and sit on the sun and those stuff.
What was your childhood like?
Uh, it was all right. It was like I think my dad has a good job at that point, and we're not that bad situation, and yeah, well, everything was fine. On my childhood was like just simple, be home with the brothers and go to school, do the thing, and that was all right. Just I see like now time been changed and everything's now. We didn't have smartphone as a kid, so we probably talk to friends more than now. Nowadays, I see like even in a restaurant, like I see like there's three kids come in the restaurant and they're not talking anymore. Everybody's on the phone. We didn't have that kind of childhood. Like we go play and to run around and all that, and and that's what as a kid, my kid was like just being like just go to school right after school, just to find friends and do activities with friends like play games or stuff like that.
How many siblings, or do you have siblings?
I have two big brothers and one sister.
Did you have any pets as a kid, or is there anything special to you as a kid?
I had a pet dog. I want to have dog all my life here too, but being not owning a house, it's hard on the island. Like, hey, if you're actually landlord, like there was not even a question like no dogs. So I have a I used to have rabbits and a dog as my pets.
What lessons did they teach you growing up, or like what quotes did they always say to you?
The quotes I always, I mean, uh, I always follow the things about like, hey, when you do something, just do it right. Rather than since you're doing it already, just might as well do it right. And that influenced me. Every time I have this job, or I could have just do the job, or I could do it right, and I would just do it right, just because since you're doing it already.
What was the toughest moment of your life?
Toughest moment, uh, I can just mention one. There's a few, like even let's say like as far I remember, like just coming for first time in United States, like saying bye for your mother and dad when they were like turning 60s, and like, hey, bye, daddy, and I'm going to go to a different country for several years, and was there fine, but still, like that's when you those things like, as like when you're 19 and stuff, like, hey, now you feel like your parents need you, like you can take care of parents, like no, you're leaving.
How did you come to Nantucket?
I came to Nantucket for a job, uh, on Stubbies, if you know Stubbies, and it was a few process, and it wasn't that bad because my brother was here initially, so he recommended one of his bosses, and I was just going to high school, just graduating high school at that point. I was 19, and I came here, and it was fun.
Talk about your restaurant, the Boathouse.
Boathouse. I think the boathouse, we didn't open just like, hey, we want to open the restaurant. It was like a toy store, and it was a boathouse, like boat building where you used to build the boats and stuff. And I had the chance to do anything in the restaurant. Like I can do Chinese, Indian, or so we went to do a little research about Providence, Boston, what's people eating, what's people want, and we'll we see the lacking people going to like any pizza or burger joints anymore. There's places like fresh vegetables, like Mexican places, and I think I looked at it for myself going to like Providence and Boston's, and you go and walk in the Mexican restaurant, like all vegetables cut up, you can see them right there, like nobody's making behind the back and stuff. So I think that kind of thing, I think the island was missing that point. Like we don't have anything like this what I have in the boathouse, or the boathouse is the only place like I feel like in the Massachusetts there's no place like boathouse, like they make every food. Being a fast food, make everything made from scratch. Like we make our own meats, seasoned, cut on little pieces, vegetable, and I think that's what make Boathouse special in Nantucket, and it's like undone. Plus, I think that's what people wanted to do, though.
What do you do as a member of the Nantucket community, like playing or like volunteering, for instance?
I mean, we give lots of gift certificate towards the voluntary agency, or let's say like the Boys and Girls Club have something, or they will bring up one label. Hey, you want to help? And I think we're helping. I think we never turned down any of the charities so far, and that's what we're doing so far for my effort. And plus the boathouse itself, like for Nantucket, I would like I said then before, like we being in a town like something Nantucket doesn't have to offer so far, and let's that much, for now. And I'm looking forward to some more for sure.
What do you like most about our community?
Nantucket, I like the community itself. I think Nantucket has like a Nantucket is different than other places I've been to the United States for sure. It's like people take care of communities, and there's I see lots of helping hands here. Like if you want to try to do something like in Nantucket, everybody's trying to help you. It's like no we're trying to throw in the bus or anything. And that's what I think in Nantucket. It's like so much helping hands, and people understand what's going on, and even every exit of things you do at the work, or it helps the community. So the you talk about like any department, health department, or you go to town SDCs, and Nantucket town itself. And I think it's everybody's always willing to help, and that makes this place special.
What could you change if you could change things in the community?
Uh, I think I talked this about like few times more about I think if I want change, I think we can make the island so perfect. If I go downtown, like I see like you get off the boat, and things are hanging and stuff, and when you hear about the other places, like they go to Florida, they probably power wash their dick every day, you know what I mean, and stuff. And I think Nantucket should be like, I think it's a small island, and I think we can make this perfect, and that's kind of things missing. I think things need to be clean, and things need to be perfect, and that's kind of, I think it's getting there, but I think it should be. I want to be. I think if I could, I want this to be perfect, and which is not that hard. I feel like it could be hard, but I think being a small place, we can make that perfect, and I think that thing's missing.
What is something important to you that you want to tell me about yourself?
There's so many things important, for me. As of right now, I think I was just blessed with my son. I think he's important than more than anything, because he was just born, and he can talk, he can request me anything. So now try to imagine what he's saying or what he's thinking. So that's my priority right now.
What are your plans for the future?
Future, I think pretty simple. I I think I've spent my half of life here and half of Nepal. So I would more think about every day. I think about I'll probably go home, one of these years, because I think over here everything's all set, and if I leave the boathouse, there'll be second person to do it nice well and all that, and I feel like this place is set, and so many things missing at home. Back home, if I go home, I can do same thing, and show people how thing works, and how things work in developed countries, how the things get done, and I go with the education, and I can deliver to my people, and so that I can help that way my community. Plus, I think I'm just gonna, I have a few years I have, and I'm gonna enjoy this and work hard, and go back home. And some reason I want my kids to raise in Nepal, so that they will learn the culture I have. I see myself 5 years. I'll be more situated. The things I want to do, I think I'll closer to my goal, and in 5 years or so.
Well, thank you for coming today. Namaste.
Namaste.